The Scott Drake Automotive Group has come out with a really cool looking header this year. And I tell you what, it's state of the art. Headers have never gotten so good in the last few years, and Scott Drake has certainly come up with the ultimate in headers for your early Mustang. It's a tri-Y header that they had similar to what was on the Shelby Mustangs. And everybody knows about what Shelby did with his Mustangs. It just makes them that much faster. But this header itself is made out of stainless steel, and I'm going to show you what this thing's all about. Let's check it out. The header itself comes just like this. It's highly polished. It's a stainless steel, which means that it will resist rust. One thing it's got on it that's really neat is this really thick flange right here. If you look at the size of that flange there, and you look at, say, the flange on this old header here, it's almost twice as thick. What does that do? It helps the header to prevent it from warping. See, when headers sit on the side of an engine so long, they tend to warp out, and that's what creates leaks. If you have a really thick flange, that'll prevent that from happening, and that's what Drake has done here. The other thing is that these are called mandrel bends, these fancy little bends that this thing's got on it here, how smoothly this flows. It's a mandrel bend because it's been put in a machine and more shaped than just bent. You can see by this pipe I have here how it was basically just kind of bent over as opposed to mandrel bending, and it gets all these gathers in it. Not a real big deal, other than it really chokes it around the curves, and that will restrict the flow of exhaust gases, and that's the last thing you want out of a good header. So these headers here, they fit the car, they look fantastic. They got the thick flange, they got the mandrel bending, they got a lot going for them. We've put one on an engine here, and I'm going to show you how it looks. I threw a set of these headers up on this little 289 to really give you an idea of how nicely these things fit. The thing about headers is they can be a pain in the neck to put on a car, but they've really minimized the amount of time it takes to put one on a set of 289s. This flange, you can see the benefit of it now, how nicely it goes around the spark plug, so you got plenty of room to remove and install your spark plugs. You can see the advantage now with this really thick flange that goes across here. The reason is because you want all four of these tubes to stay put on the side of this engine so you don't get any exhaust leaks. That mandrel bending I was talking about, check it out. Look how nice that works. These things here are going to funnel down into this pipe like this, hence Ys. One Y here, and then this Y's into here. Tri-Y headers. That's why it's called a tri-Y header. But these mandrel bends make it a nice flow of gases to exit out the back. And you can see how nicely it hugs the transmission. A lot of headers come straight down and they kind of like dangle on the road and you end up hitting the road. Not these, man. They're nicely tucked up in there. They go around the starter so the starter won't get overheated, and then they exit out the back nicely. So a guy could potentially get this done on a Sunday afternoon and have no issues at all. That's how nice these headers are. The other thing that they include in the kit is everything you're going to need to put this together. You got your stainless steel gaskets around your heads. You got your stainless steel collector gaskets here. Even a set of stainless steel reducers to funnel it into the existing exhaust. And the flanges for the reducers are that thick too. Look how thick these things are. Really minimizes exhaust leaks. The last thing you want to do is have that bad exhaust sound that headers have once they start leaking. It sounds like you got a push rod issue or something. You won't get any of that with these headers. So go on Scott Drake's website, scottdrake.com. You'll see things just like this and all sorts of new innovative things. These guys over at Scott Drake, they eat, drink, and sleep Mustangs like you would not believe. So check out the website, scottdrake.com. And if you talk to anybody over there, make sure you tell them the doc sent you.